Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Still getting used to this Facebook system on the laptop. Not really telling me very well when we are live. All I know when we're live is when the camera comes on. And honestly, I'll sit here, just sing away a little bit to myself, and then the green light comes on. I'm like, oh, we're live. And then the little live thing comes on in the picture, and then the little live thing comes on over here. It finally comes on over here and tells you how many seconds or minutes have gone by. Yeah. So I hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, magic Monday. My day has been very magical. How about yours? What magic happened in your day today? Remember, it's all about perspective on how we look at a day. Most people see Monday and go, it's Monday. Or Sunday night, they're like, it's Monday tomorrow. Monday's going to happen whether or not you like it. So there's nothing you can do about what days of the week occur and what order they occur. So suck it up and find things to be grateful for each day. Find ways to enjoy the day. That's all part of the magic of the day. How can you make the day magical and turn it from I don't want it to be Monday into it's Monday, let's rock and roll. Okay, that's a little over enthusiastic for some people, I know, but that's basically my attitude in the morning. It's Monday, let's go. New week to get into. And so I have discovered one thing. Now, Arizona does not do daylight savings. So we don't change our clocks here don't change the clocks in Arizona. So for part of the year, we're on Pacific time, part of the year, we're on Mountain time. So there is still a change that takes place, even though we don't physically change the clocks. There is still a time change that happens because I do my lives at 4 p.m. Pacific every day. Well, as close to it as I can possibly get because I know I'm not on time all the time, like today. So, of course, it starts getting close to 4 o'clock. I'm thinking, oh, it's 4 o'clock. Why has my reminders not gone off? And I'm in there and I go into the calendar and have a look. And, of course, my calendar on my phone and my computer now is the same thing, is all on Mountain time. And I'm like looking at it going, it's not till 5? But my lives are always at 4. And then I'm suddenly like, you're on Mountain time, sweetie. You're an hour ahead of everything. So I'm sort of like, oh, yeah. So there is still a time shift that happens when you live in Arizona because you go from being on Pacific time to being on Mountain time, even though you don't physically change the clocks. So there is a time adjustment that has to be made. When the alarm goes off in the morning, if it goes off or I wake up beforehand, the time is whatever it says, and I'm fine with that. But when it comes to knowing that 8 o'clock every morning, Monday through Friday, I have a meeting to go to, it's 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm now on Mountain time. And so this morning it threw me off a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I have a whole extra hour before that training session. So everything I would do immediately after the training session got brought forward to before the training session. So by the time I sat down, I'd had breakfast. No, I'd gotten up and had a shower. I'd done my morning routine. I'd had breakfast. I'd walked Zephy. I was back. I was sitting down. I was ready to rock and roll. Usually I don't do breakfast or walk Zephy till after the meeting when I'm on Pacific time because I have a shorter window time frame. And so it's sort of like, wow, this is really cool. So when I sit down for my 8 a.m. Pacific training, I actually feel like I've already accomplished a lot for the morning. So it's kind of cool. So there's the magic in the Monday for me for today. I got projects that I've been working at that I picked up last week. Got a new project I picked up last week that I'm working on this week. And I've got projects rolling in today. People wanting me to help them on stuff. And it's like, so I'm having to be very cautious of what I say yes to and what I say yes to because I have time sensitive projects that I've got the blocks in the calendar for them already to make sure I get them done in the time frame that they need to be done. So when people are now issuing me with a new project, I go, when do you need it done by? Because I'm in the middle of a very time sensitive project and I don't have time available right now, but when do you need it done by? And if they come back and go, no rush, it's like, when do you need it done by? I need an actual date. And then I can work out whether or not I actually have the time to do it. So it's really cool. The projects are starting to roll in. I'm super excited about this. It's kind of fun. I really, really like it. And we have new neighbors today. We have directly across from us, there is now an RV parked there. We actually watched it come in and back around and all that sort of stuff because we have the guy in the manufactured home there and he's kind of sort of opposite us. And then there's the kind of sort of opposite us RV space too. So our RV spaces here, which is kind of overlaps some of the one directly across from us and then kind of overlaps the other ones. So we kind of have two that are overlapping ours. And so we went out, we got to sit outside this morning for a bit, and then we, around 3 o'clock, I thought I have had enough of the computer for now. I'm going to go take a break. I already had lunch break. I'm going to go take an afternoon break. And so Zeffie and I went outside for about half an hour and I just sat out there and watched her play. We came back inside and brushed her teeth. That was really funny, trying to get her to come and brush her teeth. Usually, as soon as I mention brushing her teeth, she starts licking her chops. And then when I pull out the toothbrush and toothpaste, she goes and runs into the bedroom and lays down on the floor at the end of the bed, licking her chops. Like, well, you're going to come and get me? So she makes a game out of it. It's sort of like, I really like her. I don't mind having my teeth brushed, but you're going to come and get me. So I just picked her up and put her on the bed and brushed her teeth. She thought I was going to take her off somewhere else. I was like, no, I'm just going to put you on the bed and brush your teeth here. And so she was happy. She just lays there and lets me brush her teeth. It's kind of cool. But anyway, so it's been a very magical day learning about that, even though we don't change our clocks, we still have a time difference that we have to deal with, a time change that we have to deal with. And it's just been a really cool day. And the projects I'm working on are really fun. So I'm actually proofreading ads to go into a program for an event coming up in December. And so I'm proofing those, doing the layouts for the program and that sort of thing as well. So it's kind of fun. It's using skills that I learned way back in the Wayback Machine when I was in the Royal New Zealand Air Force. And the skills I've used throughout the years. And every now and again I get projects where people want my skills for that and ask me if I can help out if I can, if they can hire me to proofread, do layouts, that sort of stuff. So we get that done. But it's all fun because I got a whole bunch of freelance work coming in right now, which is kind of cool. I like it. Kind of liking, I have my genealogy stuff that I still do, and I have my marketing business that I do, and the travel is going to start coming back. The CDC has lifted the thing for cruise ships to be able to start sailing again, and there's going to be all these new restrictions and stuff that you have to follow and all of that sort of rigmarole and all of that. So there's going to be learning all of and they announced, I think it was yesterday or the day before that, or when was it? Sometime in the last 3 or 4 days they announced that. So learning what all the new restrictions are going to be. It's also going to determine where they can sail as well, because not everybody has their borders open yet. So, but November 1st is when it's effective. Actually, yeah, it was yesterday, November 1st. So yeah. So they're lifting the ban on cruise ships now. And I will tell you this, people will turn around and it is going to happen because it always does. People will turn around and say, oh, but they were the breeding pool for the COVID and all this blah, blah, blah. That is a load of BS. If you actually look at the stories about the COVID and the cruise lines, there were two ships. And if I remember correctly, because this is back in March, it was 40 people between two ships, which each carry over 2,000 people on board that ship. So when you look at that and you look at the actual numbers, it's a very small percentage. Cruising is still one of the safest ways to travel. People go, oh, but there's the norovirus. People, if you actually look at the numbers, less than 4% of all norovirus outbreaks occur on a cruise ship. Less than 4%. And that is a worldwide statistic. If you want to know the biggest cesspool for norovirus, it is long-term healthcare facilities and schools. But we never hear about those in the news, do we? It's always about those that have the smallest percentage. The media blows completely out of proportion. So that's my little soapbox for today. So when it comes to setting sail and all of that sort of stuff, it is still one of the safest ways to travel. But anyway, so the cruise lines are going to start cruising again very soon. So I'm interested to follow along and see what happens. And I'll be watching the trade magazines rather than the general media. General media is full of other stuff right now and will be for the next several weeks. So I'm just going to follow the trade magazines with what they come out with on things and see how all of that goes. So let's see if I covered everything. Yep. So it's been a very magical day today. It's going to continue being a magical day because every day is a magical day. Everything that you have that happens to you, good or bad, you always learn something from it, you grow from it, and you keep moving forward. As long as you keep moving forward, everything is going to be okay. Even if you can't see the light at the tunnel, In fact, I have it around. I have it around here somewhere. Um, when you think that you're stuck in a tunnel, you've actually been planted. So you've got to go. You've got to move forward and go up, so that you can break through and be the amazing person that you are. So go enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your magical Monday. We will catch you tomorrow for Tune Up Tuesday, and that's it from us for today. He konera.